Let me start with addressing the larger issue, where members have raised a concern saying you presented a budget in July, and post which you've come up with these announcements which have a great fiscal implication. What is left of the sanctity of the budget? I'd like to straight away address that issue. I address that issue deriving also from the voices which have been heard through different members who've spoken. And I take the name of Honorable Member Supriya Sule, who very clearly said, is it not the Finance Minister's business? Is it not the Finance Minister's duty in a way? She didn't use these words, but something to the sense, to be proactive rather than be reactive. Every one of your announcements are reactive. Shouldn't you be proactive? So exactly that is what has been achieved by the various announcements, which may have a fiscal implication. But the reason why the fiscal implications couldn't deter us from waiting for the next budget, 8 months, 9 months, in a year where you had an interim vote on account budget before the election, and post that you have a rest of the year's budget in July. You had presented the budget, but post which, if there are challenges for coming out in the economy, is it not my duty, therefore, to respond, not waiting for the next budget, and again to answer in this August House at that time saying, we are rather late, but then we heard of these developments, but we had to wait for the sanctity to be preserved. No, we wanted to be a proactive government. We've heard everybody in different parts of the country, the industry leaders. And that is why, whilst I'll go to that topic in my third compartment, I would remotely refer to it even now. We are a government, we listen, we hear, whether it is criticism, whether it is suggest, whether it's inputs, we are hearing, we are responding. And therefore, when the Home Minister responded to an industry leader, and I was definitely present on the dais that day, it was with this clear attitude of we are willing to hear, we are willing to take the criticisms, and we are also trying to respond to them. And I don't think it is with an intention of saying you can't question me. It is more with an intention saying we like to hear it, we'll like to rather hear it. We'll like to rather hear it and respond to it, rather than say you can't speak at all. The fact that he stood and said those things before us and we responded in the way in which the Honorable Home Minister has responded clearly shows that we are quite happy to hear. And I've gone round the country meeting with the industry leaders. I've gone round the country where people, both in the social media and in my face, have told me, oh my God, you're the most worst finance minister we've seen, not even waiting for 6 full months before I could finish my term. I've not said anything to them, nor have I responded in an acceptable way. On the contrary, I've said, please give me more ideas, we'll work on it. So if there is a government, and if there is a Prime Minister, and if there are ministers who have constantly been pilloried and who have responded positively, it is this. It is this government and the Prime Minister Modi which listens to criticism, which responds to criticism with a positivity rather than keep, sitting and criticizing in return. So that be factored in. And therefore, to constantly be told, there is an industry leader who stood up to ask questions, talking truth to power. Yes, please do talk. Not just see, any one of y'all can do, and that's what I've been hearing in the last 6 months. It is today, probably the second day after completing 6 full months, and I've heard, I'm willing to hear more. Let me assure that on behalf of this government.
So there is no fear factor.
Why don't you stand up? Haven't you called me names in this place? And in fact, I must tell you, if there is a habit, and if it is part of anybody's DNA to ask question and run away before the answers are given, it is some other party and not our party. Each time when questions were asked, when name callings happened, and whenever answers were given, people did not even have the inner strength or confidence to wait and hear the replies. They walked out of this house. I can quote the number of times when people have asked for answers. Prime Minister, please come. Finance Minister, please come. Defense Minister, please come. Each time we've come to give replies in spite of name calling. But no, that will never be recognized. That will never be recognized, and that doesn't matter. We are still here to give answers.
देश और दुनिया से जुड़ी सभी प्रमुख खबरों के लिए हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और लेटेस्ट वीडियो पाने के लिए बेल आइकन को जरूर दबाएं। साथ ही हमारे वीडियो को लाइक और शेयर करना ना भूलें।